Hi Flosstube, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. This is a channel about cross stitch. My name is Cameron. I go by Cam the Stitcher here on Flosstube and on Instagram. Today I am going to talk to you about lots of cross stitching, a little bit of stitchy kindness and haul later, and then books. I did read a few books, I promise. Hi, today is Friday. I usually film on Thursdays. I have had quite the week. Yeah, so today I came at you with no makeup and just like a nice comfy t-shirt, and I'm just like very much in the chill zone, like very much ready to not leave my house for a few days. Because I don't like doing that. I'll be honest, I don't. Yeah, so the first few things we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you a couple of new starts, and then I'll go right into my whips or works in progress. And then, yeah, I don't have any finishes or FFOs, fully finished objects to show you today. I've been on a roll recently with finishes, but not these past 2 weeks. So yeah, also, if you don't like me fidgeting with my hair, that's unfortunate for you. So let's start with my new starts. The first one is in this beautiful bag that I just showed on, I think, my last video or the video before that. And that is Sea Witch by Nora Corbett. So my friend Suzanne got me this chart from my wish list, and I was like, yes, thank you. And she also had a Nora in mind that was like a witchy one that she wanted to start. So I messaged her and was like, hey. I basically told her like, I'm ready when you are, because I was kind of itching to start this. So we picked a day, I think it was last Friday, and I started this while watching probably some trash TV, because that's what I've been in the mood for recently. This is stitched on 16 count Da Vinci Ada by Picture This Plus, and this is my start. I don't have my board. Maybe I can go get that in a second. But yeah, that is my start on her. I am stitching this in hand. I really am liking this 16 count Ada. Like, it's so nice and soft. It's easy to stitch on. I am gonna do all of the cross stitches first, and then I will do the back stitching, and then I will do the beading on her. But yeah, so I think I finished all the hair. I'm almost positive. I finished all the hair, and then I'm gonna keep going down into her dress. I'm gonna finish out this arm, and then I'm gonna get to these awesome tentacles she's got going on. This is not that big of a chart, so if you have never stitched a Nora before, well, this is my first one I'm stitching. So this is my first Nora that I'm stitching. If you've never stitched on one before, or you're a little intimidated to get into the Nora game, shall we say, I feel like this is a great one to start, because this is not that much stitching. So this chart is only 99 stitches wide by 134 high. And it's not too, like, obviously this is the densest part that I'm about to get into, but like this part goes super fast. So if you are interested in starting a Nora, this is a great first one to go for it. I love the way it looks on this fabric. I know once I start getting into those brighter greens down at the bottom, it's gonna really pop. So yeah, so that was my first new start of the past 2 weeks. And then I've got one more to show you. Okay, so my next new start is the my start for Back to School, which was a stitch along hosted and started by Lauren, the New Hampshire stitcher. This was basically just pick a nice big project to start, maybe one that's always been on your wish list, maybe a recent sampler that came out that is huge or whatever. And also, like, big to you can be defined as whatever big is to you, like stitch count wise. So I picked one of the biggest projects ever, which is Consider the Lilies by Heartstring Samplery. I have spoken about this and I've shown this, but I finally started it on September 1st. I have recharted the quote and I've recharted the Adam and Eve. It's going to be a long time till I get there, but I've done it already. So that's good. It's taken care of. I kind of like to have that done first before I start the project. But yeah, I changed the quote to be a quote from Virginia Woolf, from one of my favorite books, Mrs. Dalloway. And I changed the Adam and Eve to be little skeletons because it's my house and it's going to hang in my house. So anyways, I am starting this on 40 Count Winter Wren by Fox and Rabbit. I got this huge piece of fabric from Hollis Hands Creates on Etsy. They're always stocked with some great Fox and Rabbit fabric, and this is my measly start. I worked on this probably 2 stitchy sessions, and yeah, it looks so good on this fabric. Like, this fabric is very much a dark charcoaly gray with like undertones of brown in it. Like, there's like definitely splotches where it looks a little bit more brown than gray, and I really like it. The only thing is, it is hard to stitch on, like to see. So I was struggling, definitely. And I actually ended up ordering these. They were not given to me. This is not sponsored. But my friend Megan, the Seattle Stitcher, had featured these on her channel. And they're from a company called Art Dot, and they're really affordable. And I was like, all right, well, let me try them because Megan literally uses them all the time. So I did try these out with the little magnifiers and the light here, and it did help a lot. So that's good. The only thing is, I will say there are 2 things. If you are a glasses wearer like me, where you I'm nearsighted, so I need to see, I have trouble seeing far away. I watch TV while I stitch most of the time, so when I'm wearing these, I cannot watch TV. So I've been listening to audiobooks or like podcasts while I stitch on this specific project. So that's one thing to think about. If that's not a problem for you, then awesome. The other thing, which I did not think about, I have a very strong bridge on my nose. Like, I've literally been told by people who like glasses, eye doctors, that my nose is perfect for those like keyhole glasses, if that makes sense. And I was told, one of my followers on Instagram, one of my mutuals, she let me know that her nose, she has a flatter bridge of her nose. And so she was not able to wear these very well. Like, this part did not stay on the bridge of her nose very well. So if you have a flatter bridge, if you have trouble wearing glasses like this that that stay up on your face like this, those are the only 2 things I wanted to just get that. Cause again, I'm not sponsored, so this is just very much a review of these glasses. I wanted to point that out for anybody who has a flatter bridge, because we all have different noses. So, hey, All right. So yeah, that was my little start on my back to school. I want to keep pulling this out, but I'm going to have to be in a certain mood. I'm going to have to be in the mood to wear those magnifying glasses and listen to an audiobook or a podcast. But yeah, that's really the only time I'm gonna be able to work on this for now. But it's gorgeous. I am using all of the called for DMC at the moment. If anything doesn't show up, I will change out as needed. But so far, this is the dark green and the dark brown that I had kind of been worried about, and obviously this blue here. And I like it. I think it shows up enough. You can clearly see what it, these are little leaves, and you can see this is a bird, so I'm not worried about it. So yeah, that was my start on back to school. And that was in my Sheba Designs bag that I love so much. I thought this was perfect. It's little woodland creatures, and there's lots of little creatures on this chart. Another question I got about my Consider the Lilies start. I got a couple people message me or ask me about my recharting. I use Stitch Fiddle. It is a website. It is free, but there is a paid version. You can totally like rechart small portions of a chart, especially quotes, things like that. You can totally do that in Stitch Fiddle for free. You do not need to purchase it. I have purchased the like year-long subscription for it. I think it's like $30 or something like that. Just because I like wanted to play around with it and stuff, but you can totally rechart that. All I did was I did the width count, the stitch count. I put that in there, and then I just did like maybe 30 stitches high for that long quote, because it's not that high of a, it's the height of it's not that much. So I just did that, and then I put where the borders started, where that quote is, so that I know where that starts. And then I just messed around and tried to see what quote would fit in there. And I used the alphabet that's in the back of the chart and just recharted it. So that's all I did there. Nothing too fancy. That is it for new start. I will go ahead and get into my whips. I'm gonna show you, I guess, 2 whips first that don't have too much progress on them, but I did work on them. This one is a Witchy Stitcher start. This was my start for, oh, what was it? Stitchy for Witchy, I think. There is a new, I don't know if it's so much a stitch along, but there is something going on for the Witchy Stitcher. It's another organized like Witchy Stitcher Day coming up. I would go on Instagram to find that information. I believe many designers are a part of that. And basically it's just, again, like just to support the Witchy Stitcher, purchase her charts, give her some love, things like that. But this, I did go ahead and pull this out and work on it. Again, this is called the Apothecary Shop. This is available as a PDF on her website and her Etsy now, but I had it in the Stitchy box, nope, Starlight Stitchery Season of the Witch box. So that is what the chart looks like. I'm sure I have a picture of where I was last time somewhere on the screen, and this is where I am now. This is not that big of a chart. It's pretty manageable. It is quite a bit of back stitching, but I'm just doing it as I go. I am stitching this on 40 count Be Stitch Me and the color Bronze Age. So yeah, it won't be that big of a pattern, like our, what am I talking about? Finished piece, it won't be too big. I love it. It's so cute. It's really easy to work on. It's just, you know, DMC 310. I'm using 1 strand. And yeah, it's a really nice, easy, small piece to work on. I was like in the mood for something monochromatic one night and pulled this out. So that is all I have for that one. My next one that I want to show you is, again, I've just been kind of stitching away at it a little bit at a time. This is in my Jasmine Custom bags. Beautiful mini bag here. This is my Wizard inventory stitch along from Sewing Starfish. There are many people working on this. If you would like to see this piece almost caught up or all the way caught up, I'm pretty sure, Subpar Stitches has, I think she's all the way caught up. And then another one of my good friends, Michaela here, Cinematic Stitches on Flosstube, she's also working on this. And she's working on different portions than I am. I think we're like she's doing kind of the outside out, and I'm doing the wizard to the outside, if that makes sense. But anyways, I'm stitching this on a 40 count Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers linen in the color, I don't know, it was a monthly fabric and now I can't remember. But this is where I'm where I am just still chipping away at that wizard. I did use my magnifiers for this, and it did help because this is a dark fabric, and it's 40 count. I don't know if I will make those types of decisions again. I would probably do, if I do a dark fabric again for something, I think I want to do an Aida. I love working on 18 count black Aida. I think just in the future, it's just a little bit more hassle and trouble than it's worth. And I love Aida, I love linen, but you know, sometimes I just need to make a better decision. So yeah, this is where I'm at. I really just came down and did a lot more of the robe. And I'm just gonna keep pulling it out when I feel like it and just, again, getting a little bit done at a time. The next whip that I worked on, this was I talked about this in my last video in my plans section. This is my Pick-a-Whip. Pick-a-Whip is a whip game that was started by my friend Marjorie from Marjorie Made here on Flosstube and on Instagram. And she picks a prompt about every 2 weeks or so. She tries to do it when she films. And you can find that on her Flosstube channel. She also will usually make a post about it on her Instagram if you're interested in what prompt it is. This time, I think she's gonna pick a new prompt like today or tomorrow, soonish. So this last prompt was a whip that had a sad, sad start. And that again is like, I love that her prompts are kind of a little bit open to interpretation. So for me, that was pretty easy to find. I have several whips that I worked on for one day, haven't worked on since. So I put that up to a vote on Instagram, and this was the chart that won. Let me get this out of the bag. This is Autumn Cloche by Hello from Liz Matthews. I started this, I think New Year's this year. I love it. This was one of those charts that when it came out at market, everyone was like, I need this now. So I am so happy that I pulled this out because this again was a sad, sad start. I will show you where I was on that sad, sad start. And then this is where I am now, which again, sorry, it is very wrinkled. I got a lot done and I'm feeling really good about it. This is stitched on a 36 count. I think it's Affogato. I couldn't remember last time and I don't have the tag anymore. I don't know where it is, but I think it's Affogato by Fiber on a Whim. And again, it's a 36 count. I do one strand on 36 count, just my preference. I know Liz, I think, does 2 strands on 36 count. Everyone has their own preference, so. And I am stitching this with mostly the called for DMC, but then I also went through my over-dyed stash, my Color and Cottons, and picked out some colors to do like the pumpkins and different things in that. So, yep. I did make a mistake on one of these flowers, but nobody knows except everyone that just watched me say that. But I'm not gonna point it out. Yeah, so I'm gonna keep going. This way I'm gonna fill out this pumpkin more. I am considering not filling out this bottom part with the silvery gray color. We'll see. I think I'm gonna literally stitch the whole thing without it first. And then I'm going to make a decision at the end. So you can see here, it is filled out with the gray at the bottom and it looks fantastic. But like, what if I just didn't do that? That is my thought. But if I save it till the end and make that decision, if I do want to stitch it, it'll be really easy fill-in stitching. And since it's just a DMC color I've got for that, I can stitch that in hand and not have to worry about like the overdyes, whatever. I don't know. Listen, there are no rules. You can stitch in hand with overdyes. I just like, I guess as a rule, I don't. I also, controversial opinion, no, not really. I actually stitch the English style. I think a lot of people, I think that's what it's called. I stitch one X at a time, always. But when I stitch in hand, I don't. I do I think it's called the Dutch method, where you do like this, I do this cross over and over again on the row, and then I come back and I make the X. So for me, when I do overdyes, I like to do one X at a time. So I stitch in a hoop. But yeah, I don't know if that made any sense to anybody, but I'm sure it did. But yeah, I feel really good about this. I think I'm gonna actually keep this out and just stitch on it when I want to, because it's autumn. I'm not abandoning my whip go, but I am very much like, this is my season. I'm not super much like a seasonal stitcher. I don't care that much about spring and summer seasonal stitching, or Christmas. I love Christmas, but like I just don't feel super compelled to stitch winter and Christmas patterns during the season. But autumn, Halloween, all of that, I am in the mood to stitch autumn and Halloween. And so I feel like that's why I was really motivated. And I do think, and maybe this is something I need to like digest for myself and think about moving forward. I think 36 count with one strand is just so much faster for me. I don't know why. I think it's just a little bit faster than one strand with 40 count for me at the moment. I don't know, it just feels good. So I don't know. We'll talk about that, I guess, in plans and haul. So this is my last whip. This is in my Alexis made bag. This is from my friend Alexis_my_amazing_world here on Flosstube and Instagram. Oh, who I totally forgot to say, Consider the Lilies. She also started that September 1st for back to school. And she's gone much further than I have on that. She has a really great start. I think she hit a page finish. So check out her Instagram. She did make a post if you want to see Consider the Lilies on a lighter fabric and much more further along than I am. So this is my my last whip I'm going to show you today. I actually forgot to show you this whip in my last video because I had been working on it, but I went ahead and worked on it some more. This was a whip go call for August, and I did get a good amount done. Well, not as much as I'd like, but enough. We'll say that. This just came off the hoop because I was working on it before this craziness of this week. But this is the Vanity Sampler by Hello from Liz Matthews. This is what the finished piece looks like. I did a DMC conversion for this. I am calling it my Goth Vanity Sampler conversion. If you want to check it out, there are a lot of people stitching this. If you want to go to the hashtag Goth Vanity Sampler Sal on Instagram, you will see lots of beautiful projects. This is the DMC. Oh, it's not pretty right now. I mean, it's gorgeous, but it's disheveled, let's say that. So this is the conversion I did. I just really, all I did was change some of the golds to this like grayish greeny kind of colors, and swapped out some of the darker colors for like this plum and this like turquoisey teal color, and then I did some more like soft pinks, and then this beautiful DMC 915, which is one of my faves. So I went ahead and worked on this. I'll show you where I was last time. I did not have a huge start on this, but this is where I am now. I'm stitching this on 36 count Brown Sugar by Fiber on a Whim, again with one strand. I'm really liking it. I'm really happy with my conversion. It's just, you know, as I keep stitching each motif, I really love it. and I'm just so excited to see other people stitch on this. I will say, this was a WIPGO call for me last month, but also my friend Bridget, the museum stitcher, has been stitching on this a bit. She did a restart on some really beautiful fabric that I don't know what it is, but please go check out her channel. I think she showed it in her last video, and she has started down in the middle. So she's doing, I think, like a different, there's a border down here, and then she has like a little crown that is stitched, and it's so pretty on her fabric. But yeah. So I am actually going to try to keep this out as well for the rest of September, maybe, because this, I know it's not fall, but it is giving me a little bit of fall, because it's not quite, yes, there's lots of pinks and stuff, but it's not quite summer, you know what I mean? Like, it's not quite winter. So for me, this is kind of a fall piece. So I think I'm going to keep it out and keep working on it. I did make this conversion, and like, people are now further along than me, which I am absolutely loving to see. But I'm like, I need to get going. I need to get more stitches into this. It's so pretty. And yeah, I'm very motivated. So I'm going to keep this out, and we're going to keep working on it. All right, so the next thing I want to get into, I am done with whips and new starts. So I'm going to show you some stitchy kindness and a little bit of, actually very little haul. Obviously, one of the things I did buy was the magnifying glasses from Art Dot, but I'm just going to kind of show you this in the order that it makes sense to show you. So first, I did get my fabric of the month from Stitchy Box. I'm in their Fiber on a Whim fabric club, and I get 36 count. This is, the color is called Hibiscus. It's literally the prettiest color I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm being dramatic, but really loving this color. No idea what I'm gonna stitch on it, but it's very pretty to me. This is I know it's not like a neutral, but it is a neutral to me. I really, really like it. I will say, the next several months, for the foreseeable future, you will not be seeing a lot of haul on this channel. Not that I'm like really super known for a lot of haul, but I have actually ended all my fabric of the month clubs. And I am taking a very long break from buying, really kitting anything else up for the moment, or buying really any new patterns. I'm going to get, like, my new hobby is actually going to be budgeting, and I'm going to get into spreadsheets. So I am kidding. I'm not, but anyways, so yeah, you won't be seeing a lot of haul. I will probably, I have things that I ordered like at the beginning of the month / last month that still haven't trickled in yet, but for the most part, you won't really be seeing anything. The only thing I kept was my Color and Cotton Thread Club, because I mean, you guys know, I do lots of conversions with Color and Cotton over dyed, and I still have lots of patterns, you know, that I have in stash that I want those threads, essentially. I use them. So the other thing that I bought, I did a little bit more on the Moe's Sale Silk on Facebook. They were doing some more neutral colors. So I wanted to grab a couple skeins. This is called Nutella. It's super pretty, rich chocolatey brown. This one is called Marble, just a really nice tan color. This one is called Deer, really lovely neutral brown, a warm pinky brown. I like that one. And then this one is called Hot Cocoa, which is almost like a mauve-y neutral. And then this random blue, which is called Lake Placid. I really love this blue. And I feel like there are lots of charts. I feel like Liz Matthews uses a lot of like this type of blue in her charts. So this will be great to throw into some conversions there. I think the rest of what I have is just some stitchy kindness. I have been inundated with lovely people sending me things. First, my friend Alexis from Alexis my underscore my amazing world. She sent me a couple of things. She sent me this really cute chart. I think she had some extras of this. It's this really cute Halloween tree. Adorable, so thank you. And then she also sent me some fabric because she was kind of going through hers and kind of deciding, destashing some fabric essentially. So she sent me this count of what I think is 18 count black Aida, a nice big piece. I use this all the time, like Witchy Stitcher patterns, Night Spirit Studio patterns, Mama Witch X Stitch patterns, lots of opportunities to use that. Then she also sent me this Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers 18 count Aida in Terrific that she had in stash. Really pretty color. I love this color. I will definitely be using that. And then she sent me a Bestitch Me fabric. This is an 18 count Aida in the color Sorbet, and it's an opal. So it is, or opalescent, I should say. So pretty. Really, really cute. Love that. And then the last one is a Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers Peach of My Heart, and this is an 18 count Aida. And that's just a really lovely, like, peachy pink neutral that I will definitely use because you know me in pink. So I want to thank you, Alexis, for adding to my stash of Aida. And then my friend Allie Z Crafty, she sent me a couple of things. So first she sent me some really cute needle minders. This one is a little Alice in Wonderland like book thing. I don't know if that's, it's so cute. And then this, I love this. This reminds me of Pastel Goth Tumblr from 2011. And I was part of it, okay? It's so cute. It says, I myself am strange and unusual, and this really cute pink and purple like Rocky Horror Picture Show kind of font. So yeah, 2 needle minders that I'll be adding to my collection. So thank you, Allie. And then she sent me these insane vintage pattern / kits that a friend had passed to her. So this one is a kit. It's called Nobody's Perfect. And it's these little white cats and their little orange tabby friend at the end there. And it comes with the Aida and all of the threads, like those vintage kits. I have a couple of vintage kits like this where it's just a bundle of threads. It's like, good luck, figure it out. So funny. It's so cute. It's ridiculous. They're so expressive. Like, it just makes me laugh. Anyways, so she sent me that. And then she sent me this Catitudes cross stitch book. And she covered this one because we, here on my channel, what we don't do is we don't engage in any type of fat phobia. And I'm not going to show it. It's a horrible saying. Like it's so stupid. But that's, you know, we have learned and we know better now, right? But this is hilarious. I am in love with this one. Obviously, I'm biased. I have a gray cat, and I had a gray cat before my gray cat now, and his name was Gray Man. And he was the sweetest cat ever. And this reminds me of him. So it's super cute. They just have like pretty much just snarky sayings on them. I really love this one. And then I really like this one too. It's super cute. It says, make mine a double. It's adorable. I love it. Anyways, so she sent that along because she looked at it and she was like, yep, Cam needs this. And I agree. And then my friend, my coworker slash friend, her name's Tracy. She is amazing. And she travels all the time. She loves going on trips, especially national park trips. She loves like hiking, things like that. And her, I think her family were going to Phoenix, Arizona. And literally I was completely and totally joking. And I was like, oh, you got to stop at the Attic. It's like this, really well-known needlework store. Of course, none of my coworkers know what they know I cross stitch and they know this is my hobby, but they don't know anything about really the cross stitch world. And I was like completely joking, but I was telling her like, oh, it's just, it's this cool place, whatever, I've never been. And she texted me and she was like, hey, send me like, if you want anything, like send me a list of what you want from the Attic. I think we're going to go. And I was like, no, you're not. I was like, you don't have to go. Like, of course, like, it's not really going to be that interesting to you. Like, it's, for cross stitchers, whatever, I was like, you don't have to go to get me anything. Please don't feel obligated. And she was like, no. Like, we're looking for stuff to do inside because the weather is kind of rainy, whatever. And so her and her friends went to the Attic, and I told her, I was like, well, I don't really know what's there because, they don't have like things listed on their website. So you don't really know until you go. So I told her, I was like, just get me a little souvenir, like something that just says the Attic on it, like a keychain or whatever, like scissors, like something. I couldn't exactly tell her like get a needle minder, like a scissor fob or anything, because she doesn't know what those are. So I was like, just get me a little souvenir. Well, she, went and she took a picture of herself in the Attic with all of the samplers behind her and everything. And she was like, guess where we went today? And I was like, oh my God. And she said that she got me some goodies and that, she can't wait to see me in the office. So this week we were all in the office. She did get me a keychain, but she also kind of went above and beyond and got me other stuff too. So she got me this really cute keychain that says the Attic needlework where samplers rule, and it's got this cactus on it and I'm sure native plants. It's just really, really cute. I think I'm gonna put it on like a project bag or something. It's so cute and it's so well made. Anyways, so she got me this it came with this little like felt crown with a needle for free, which was really nice. And then she got me this really cute Little Witch ornament kit by Praiseworthy Stitches. It's adorable. And I've never, I don't think I've ever gotten like a little ornament kit like this where it really comes with everything. The linen, the thread, the rickrack, the actual ornament itself. So cute. I can't wait to do that. And then she got me this really cute chart. It's called Ghost and Goblins. That's adorable. I'm probably just going to pull from like Color and Cotton Overdyed Stash for that orange. And probably do everything else in just DMC. Super cute. And then she got me 2 bigger charts. She did not have to do. She got me this Carriage House Samplings Twisted Pumpkin, which I'm pretty sure this is new. And it's so cute. I'm definitely going to stitch this on probably some orange fabric. I think I don't have anything this bright orange, but I could definitely make that happen. And then she was talking to the ladies that work at the Attic, and she said they were, of course, super sweet and very, very helpful. And she was describing, I guess, me and my stitchy style to the people at the Attic. And they were like, if you want to get her something like exclusive to the Attic, get her this. So this is, I think it's Ursula's sampler, or Ursula. I don't think it's Ursula. And it's called Samplers in My Attic. And the attic has this the original antique there. And then of course they have the model as well. And it's an Italian sampler. I don't have any samplers like this, and I don't have any red work samplers. So I am definitely going to stitch this with some Mo's Sale silk that I have. I think I showed in my last video. I got some reds and just some like good old plain creamish fabric, and I'm going to go for it. This alphabet is so dramatic. Like, are you kidding? I love it. And anyway, so yeah, Tracy is an angel, and she like went above and beyond. And as someone who is not from the cross stitching world in the slightest, like, she picked out really great stuff for me and very much knows me well. So yeah, so that was awesome. So thank you, Tracy. The other thing I got in the mail was from my good old friend Marjorie. We are doing the round robin for Quaker Gardens by Hello from Liz Matthews. And so she went ahead and sent me her project. I have not started my portion on this yet, but I wanted to show, she's shown it in her videos, but I wanted to just show it. So I am going to do the second motif with my color here. Now the only thing is she did hers 2/2 on 32 count. And I don't think I have enough silk to do 2 strands, but I might, we're gonna see. I'm gonna mess around with it and see what it looks like with 1 strand. And if not, I have a pink that's really close that I have plenty of that I can do 2 strands on. But yeah, so this is definitely, this gets into my plans. I'm gonna work on this this weekend. I want to work on Vanity Sampler for sure. I want to keep working on Autumn Cloche by Hello from Liz Matthews. I'm having a Hello from Liz Matthews month. I think that's just what's happening. I'm not complaining at all. I am going to start my golden kit sal. I talked about that a little bit last time, just basically like what I want to start for my birthday. And I encourage all of you to pick out that kit that you got so excited to kit up for yourself, or even a whip that, you know, you got so excited, you kitted it all up, you started it, and then you haven't touched it in months or maybe a year or whatever. So I encourage you to get those out and stitch along with me at the end of September. My birthday is September 28th, so that is when I'm going to start my golden kit sal. I'll make a post about it on Instagram and with the hashtag and everything. Today I'll do that. So yeah, that will be one plan. And then my only other plan I have besides working on some whips is I want to start the Pumpkin House by Hello from Liz Matthews. I'm just waiting for my chart to come in the mail, but I do have my fabric picked out, and I posted this on Instagram. For the bottom portion, I'm gonna do Milk and Honey by Fiber on a Whim, and this again, this is 36 count, just a really nice neutral. And then I'm going to do Topaz by Fiber on a Whim, and this is also a 36 count, because again, they've got a matchup because we're sewing these together. So that is the fabric choice I'm doing here. This is a little bit darker than the called for, but I think colors are really gonna pop. That house is really gonna pop on this color, so I'm excited. I picked up the custom color conversion by Tiger Lily Designs that she did with Forbidden Fiber Co. And so I picked up those threads. So these are the colors, and they're gonna look absolutely fantastic on both of these. Very excited. That's my cat. So yeah, that's the only other plan I've got going for the rest of this month. I'm just gonna keep working on some samplers. Again, like what I showed you, I'm really feeling Vanity Sampler, and I'm really feeling Autumn Cloche, and I'm not gonna pressure myself to stick too hard to the goals that I set up at the beginning of this year, because it's autumn and I want to stitch autumn things. Okay, I'm inserting this now for the giveaway winners that I totally forgot about until I finished filming. But I wanted to let you know who won. So I went ahead and picked those winners. The first chart that I put up for giveaway is this Autumn Colors chart by Bendy Stitchy. And I asked you guys to use the word fall. And the winner is Rhonda Wise. And I will put your comment right here. So Rhonda, you won this chart. Please email me or DM me on Instagram. My email is camthestitcher@gmail.com. And then the second chart that I did for giveaway was Mum's the Word by Pixel Pixie Cross Stitch. I asked you guys to use the word mum. And the winner of that is Linda Romar. So again, I'll have your comment right here. Just reach out to me with your address, and I will send these in the mail. And then my last giveaway was the goth conversion of chart of Thurza. Thurza Goes Goth by Hemlock and Rye Stitchery. And the winner of that chart, and it is a PDF, so I just need your email, that is Lisa White. Lisa White is the winner of the Thurza Goth version. And I think that's it. Thank you so much for entering the giveaway. So I'm going to talk about books really quickly. You will not miss any more stitchy things. Thank you all for joining. Thank you for being here. And I did also want to thank a couple of people that contributed to my Buy Me a Coffee. And that is Emily, Teresa, and Starkiller_X-Stitch. Thank you all for sending me some love via Buy Me a Coffee. When I get a notification from that, I am shook every time that anybody wants to support me in that way. It really does help out with just like giveaways and stuff, and you know, sending us stuff off into the postage and everything like that. So thank you all for that. But yeah, so you're not gonna miss anything stitchy related. I'm gonna get right into books, and the first book that I read was The House in the Pines. This was a interesting book. It was kind of, obviously it was like it wasn't really a whodunit because you kind of know whodunit. It starts out, the main character, it starts out in the creepiest way. The main character is watching this viral video, and the video is security footage of this woman and this man sitting at like a booth in a diner. And the woman, he's talking to her, and the woman all of a sudden just drops dead, like out of nowhere. And he's like shaking her and talking to her, and it's just this weird, like, it just seems like it came out of nowhere, and like she just died out of nowhere. And so they rule her death, of course, just like natural causes, like unknown source, like whatever it was. And the main character is watching this video over and over again, and she reveals that she knows the guy in the video, and that her best friend in high school and like in school died the exact same way. And this man, his name's Frank, was there when it happened. And so, of course, the main character is like, okay, I'm not crazy. Like, she was, of course, 17 or 18 when it initially happened to her friend, and she's now an adult, more of an adult, I should say. And she's like, I'm not crazy. Like, I think, Frank did this. Frank somehow killed these two girls in some way that's unexplainable. And it goes through her trying to figure out what happened. You, of course, kind of go into flashbacks. You kind of go through the journey of the main character, and she struggles with addiction and a lot of mental health issues from this trauma, and things that have gone unresolved for years. And I don't know. And the way, the turn it takes with like the story, it's really good. I really enjoyed it. It's nice and spooky, a little Southern Gothic. It takes place in Louisiana. And yeah, I don't know. Overall, super, super enjoyed it. Had a good time with it. The next book that I read was much shorter. This was The Vegetarian, which was a Korean written book and was translated to English. I saw this on TikTok, I think, of like books that feel like A24 movies. And I was like, oh, awesome. I love A24 movies. Some of them are amazing. Some of them are a little like, huh? But this book was really good. It starts out with the POV is like this guy. He married this, pressured into marrying this girl. He kind of describes her as plain, kind of mean, just like clearly this husband does not love his wife. And she wakes up in the middle of the night and she's like standing there. She starts acting weird and he's like, what's your problem? And she starts taking all of the meat out of their fridge and throwing it away. And he, of course, is angry. Why are you doing this? He has expectations on her to be, this type of housewife, of course. And she says, I am not going to eat meat anymore. We're not going to have meat in this house. So, of course, she is a vegetarian, and it kind of goes through, she had this dream, which is what caused it, and it kind of takes you through that, and it takes you through her kind of what seems like she's losing her mind, but it is very, like, there are definitely society things and, like, the roles of gender and love and marriage and, like, I don't know. It is hard to read. It super big trigger warning for gore, SA, domestic violence, things like that. So if you cannot watch things like that, read things like that, do not read this book. It was hard to read at times, and it was heartbreaking and hard to digest, but it was very interesting psychological book, and it was really short. I think it was only like a 5 or 6 hour audiobook. So anyways, it was pretty good though. And then the last book I read, 5 freaking stars. I love this book so much. It's called The Villa, and it's like these 2 best friends that have had this long journey, and one of them's super, super successful, and the other, which is kind of your main character, who you're through their POV, they are going through a divorce, and they kind of have writer's block. Of course they're a writer, and the friend who is really successful, she's like, hey, let's, it was great catching up with you. Let's go hang out at this villa in Italy, and just like, let's spend the summer there, right? We'll work on our separate projects. Like, we'll just get to hang out. I think it'll be really good for you, whatever. So the main character agrees, and they go to the villa, and the main character researches this villa, and there's been some weird things that have happened at this place, and it goes through, essentially, there was a murder that happened in the 60s or 70s, I think, 70s. And you kind of switch back and forth from the point of view of the main character that you start with in the present, and then one of the female characters that was involved in the 70s with this murder, who was also a writer, and she wrote one novel and never did anything else. And it's just like kind of, oh, it's so good. Like, these stories kind of are going parallel at times, and there's connections, and it is a little bit of a whodunit in a way, like, because you're trying to figure out who was convicted of the crime of this murder, who got murdered. Like, eventually you kind of find that out. And anyways, it was really, really good. Yeah. And the ending, I liked it, like, twisted, and then it twisted back and twisted to this, and I don't know, I really, really enjoyed it. So that was it. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing, liking, commenting. I appreciate all of you, and bye.